Good morning, welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. It's a beautiful day, sun is shining, the weather is sweet. I think I want to move my dancing feet. How are you? Well, breakfast. I'm going to do this video and then have breakfast. That's organic apple, tangerine, berries, raspberries. Yummy. Okay guys, so there's loads of building going on at the moment. Loads of building. I just went for a quick coffee this morning and they were building right in front of me, drilling. Anyway, let's get back to it. Nice to have a bit of peace in here. Okay, so today's topic, which is one of many questions asked of me, and I thought, I don't know if I've ever tackled this one, so let's tackle it in a way that you can maybe understand. Let me see if I can shut this window. Yeah, I like to let fresh air in, circulate, and have new beautiful air inside, so I open all the windows in the morning and most of the day. So the windows are closed, no more banging, hopefully now, and let's get on with this video. This video is regarding crystals and mixing of crystals. Can you put crystals together, Mark? And if so, which crystals? And which crystals should you never put crystals together with? So which works with which and which doesn't? So that's hopefully what I'm going to try and tackle today. Dispel some of the notions as a healer who has been doing this, as you all know now, for a decade and a half. So I've got my coffee and let's get on with it. Before we start this topic of conversation, I first of all have to tell you that my experience is going to be different from somebody else's. Therefore, if you go to another channel and listen to another healer, their experience may be different from mine, and their perception or their way of seeing what their experience was will determine how they come across and what they will tell you. It is up to you to make the decision whether you listen to both and think about it, use your common sense, do the practice, try it, and see what happens. Okay, I would never tell you not to listen to anybody else. I think you should. And then you make your I used to listen to so many healers, shamans, psychics, every type of person that was really involved in this work. I didn't really listen too much to people who were kind of just part-timers. I'd listen to the ones who were fully working every day and the ones who were non-stop, because that to me is knowledge of experience, and every day is like, wow, they're doing, 10, 15 sessions a day. This is the person I need to speak to and listen to. So my information is of a decade and a half of working full time. Okay, so that gives you an idea. First of all, you might need to ask somebody, well, okay, you've made a video. Are you just making it because you've just read about it, or you've done a few sessions here and there, or did you actually practice? And were you full time? And did you do it for, a month, a year, 2 years, or did you do it for a decade and a half? Or 3 decades. So a lot of people talk about being in this field of work for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And then when you really ask them, how many sessions did you actually do? You find out that they did very few. So it's okay living a long time, but if you've not actually done the work, you can't really use that I've been in spirituality for 30 years. Actually, that really doesn't mean anything. I've lived in this world for 51 years. Does that make me more intelligent or more of an understander of life? Not at all. But if I've done something every day and practiced it every day for years and years and years, then you would understand that that becomes a master of that art. So my art was healing, my art was psychic work, my art was crystals. So that's what I worked at. So that's really important. You have to understand, because many people just say things for clickbait. Many people say things to make them sound really good, but that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about truth, and it's about what I've learned through the experience of a decade and a half of working full time. So that's something you need to bear in mind. Okay, so crystals. and mixing of crystals, and are they dangerous if you mix some crystals with others? Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll just pick 4 crystals here. I have 4 crystals in my hand, okay? 4 beautiful crystals, okay? These 4 crystals, each one of them, work on a certain energy level, okay? Now, you being a singular person were born with a certain DNA. You were then brought up in a family with different energies. So your father might have been loving, your mum might have not loved you at all. So you would have had, if you were in that circumstance, a really low self-esteem when it came to your mother. You felt that she didn't love you enough. So within your heart, within your mind, within your stomach, there are what's called blocks or traumas or memory. The memory of whatever has happened. They call them burn marks along your journey, path life. So along that path life, you've got like a trauma in your mind somewhere. So this crystal here, which is called green opal, might send an energy wave directly to that place. So as that's healing, you might wear, let's say, this beautiful ruby garnet. The ruby garnet is now fixated on your next issue, which could be you had a brother who passed away into the light when you were a young girl or young boy. That trauma is there, and the ruby now is blasting the grief away. I've got a piece of red coral here. Red coral is a fantastic energy for clearing away past trauma of love and anything to do with you being hurt by a partner. So I like this crystal because it really helps clear the trauma of partnerships and being abused. Also, this crystal helps with you strengthening your belief in yourself. So you kind of feel stronger in love, and you love yourself a bit more. So just take these 3 crystals. They are on you at any given moment. Those 3 crystals are working in a certain way. Are they interfering with one another? Well, no, because this has an energy which is blasting a certain part of your body, and the garnet has an energy which is blasting a certain part of the body. They're not crisscrossing, they're not causing any issue, they're not fighting each other, they're sat very comfortable. Now this one comes along, and all of a sudden this is working on a certain part of your body, which is where the grief is manifesting every time you remember your brother who moved into the light, or every time you feel him around, you feel that grief, that sadness. This is blasting that. Is any of these other 2 crystals causing any damage to that? Well, no, because this has a certain energy wave that is blasting a certain part of your body to heal you. So 3 crystals doing their own unique job. Have I ever found a crystal that crisscrosses with another crystal and kind of stops one from the other working? Well, no, because they have separate energies. The energies are working in their own unique ways. So if you imagine one crystal and another crystal, like these 2 I've got around my neck, I've got here a Moldavite, and today I decided Labradorite. They're now working, and they crisscross and move through each other. Like a radio in your home, there are many signals going on, flying around, but you need to attune. Oh, there you go, I can hear that one. And then you turn again, and then you hear another one. They're all in the room, but they've all got their own unique frequency. They're not hurting each other, they're not causing any issue, but when you bring them close together, you'll get one and then you'll get the other, but never 2 crisscrossing, if you see what I mean. So you fine tune, and crystals are fine tuned to a certain vibration. Now, if I take another client and sit them down and put these 3 crystals on them, this crystal, because that new client was brought up with a father that was abusive and no mother at all because maybe the mum died and 15 brothers and sisters, this now is going to work different. This crystal is now attuned to you as a unique individual for wherever it feels it needs to go within the energy of this crystal. So this crystal attunes to the most negative place that needs to be healed. So it blasts and clears and strengthens. Ultimately, when you clear your problem, you strengthen, you become stronger. Same with the garnet. This feeling of not having a mother, all of a sudden this crystal directs its energy to the place within the physical and the manifestation of the issue of your life path. So every crystal is unique to an individual. So that's good to know. It's always good to know, because if you give somebody a crystal, you know, for me, it was exciting to hear what they felt, because I knew that not every crystal works in the same way. And then I realized, well, it makes sense. Everybody's different. So why would it work on the same person in the same way if their life path and their pain and suffering is different from everybody else? So that's something, set that aside. Each crystal, in fact, let me explain something else. When I became a crystal healer, people used to give me crystals all the time. They used to come to me and have a healing session and offer me a crystal. I used to wear maybe 10, 15 crystals around my neck. Different locations, different sizes. And in my pockets, like here, I would have like, in this pocket is Tektite. And I don't know if I've got anything in this pocket. Okay, yeah, I've got a little Moldavite, and that's the third eye Moldavite. So it goes on my third eye whenever I do any meditation. So, am I in pain? Am I suffering? No, because each crystal does its work on my body. Am I suffering with these two crystals on me? Not at all. They're working their own magic. And in fact, sometimes that magic feels so powerful. And here's where it goes wrong. A singular crystal can be placed on your body, and all of a sudden you can start to feel really bad. Two crystals can be placed on your body and you can start to feel really bad. One crystal can be placed on your body and you can feel absolutely amazing. Two crystals can be put onto your body and you can feel absolutely amazing. So there's a common theme there. So you can feel good with one crystal on and you can feel amazing with two crystals on. You can feel bad with one crystal on and feel terrible with two crystals on. Okay, so that's experience of what you feel with two crystals on you. Take the crystals away and listen to what I've got to say now from my experience. When you have trauma, when you have past memory burn into you because of any given shock, any given grief, any given bad experience, it is within your body and stays there as an unresolved file that can manifest. And often, if you focus on it, it will manifest into physical issue. When that physical issue is ready to manifest into a really bad illness or disease, what happens is, if you wear a crystal at that particular time, or two crystals, the crystal will then go straight to that issue, and not in your mind, you're thinking, oh my God, something's wrong. But what the crystal is doing is blasting its healing energy to try and heal the trauma, clear the physical before it turns into an illness. So all of a sudden you can feel, I can't breathe, because there's also the spiritual side to this as well. The trauma in the emotional, which does lead to the physical. So either or, it's the same thing. So when you are receiving the blast wave of a crystal, whether it's one or two, you can feel it, or you can go, oh, my head, or you can feel, oh my God, my stomach, I feel sick, I need to lay down, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I feel like I'm gonna be sick, or whatever it is, okay? Most people will look for reason why. And if, say, a healer who doesn't really work as a full-time healer, but they do it on and off, they get frightened. They get scared. I've seen it. And they quickly take the crystals off the client and think, oh my God, that was terrible. When actually, in fact, if you come to a pure energy healing course, I will quickly stop you and bring the crystals back and say, stay right there till that pain's gone. And there has never been, ever, in 16 years of me working, once that crystals laid on any client who is screaming or who is crying or who is in pain, within that 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, that pain has dissolved, disappeared, and the client gets up, you take the crystals and put them back, and they're at peace and they've never felt better in their life. I have never, in the time that I've been a healer, ever feared a crystal, because a crystal is healing you. A crystal is a healer, nothing more, nothing less. So I often say the analogy of if you've fallen and scraped your arm or come off a bike and you're all bleeding and all the muck and dirt is all in your arm, you would go and get alcohol or some kind of disinfectant to clear all that muck. What happens when you first put the alcohol on to clean away so there's no disease or anything bad in there that will make it worse? Okay, it burns, it burns, it burns, it burns. But that burn, I recognized when the client is lying down having a healing session with crystals, that is the same. It's burning away what was inside and around their energy that needed to go. So therefore, yes, in many people's interpretations, they are frightened of Moldavite. In many people's interpretations and experiences, they're frightened of 3 or 4 crystals on them, and they felt that they didn't work, when actual fact, if you were to leave them on and work through whatever those crystals were doing, you would find that you would feel better afterwards. That is my truth as a healer. Now, let me tell you something. Many years ago, if you've watched these videos, I purchased one beautiful lady's collection of crystals from Africa. And they were, I don't know, 20 or 30 boxes of maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 crystals. They ranged from Orange River, tourmaline, black tourmaline, many different quartz, and so on. They were from a beautiful mountain where her and her father used to go digging them as a little child, and she'd collect them. So I ended up buying them all. She wanted to sell them to me, so I was so excited. What did I do with those crystals? Those crystals were underneath my healing bed. Ask any healers who came here to learn how to heal. In my other room, my little beautiful purple room that I worked for years, they were underneath the healing bed and all around the healing room. It was only a small healing room, but most of them were underneath the healing bed. And what I realized, that when people were getting up, they were saying they were feeling absolutely amazing. So I was kind of fully booked for months in advance, and I realized that people were telling everybody that, you know, I had a healing session with Mark, it was wonderful. I wasn't sure whether it was the crystals at the time, because I'd only just started. It was only like a couple of years and I was working every day, so I was still learning and experiencing, understanding things. And I could never really understand, was it the crystal? Was it the healing that was coming through? Was it both? And I didn't really truly understand, but whatever it was, I'm not going to break something that's not broken, so I'm going to leave them crystals under there. But I found in time that I used to go underneath, and you can ask any of my clients, I used to pull out a crystal from one of the boxes and give it to them. And I look back now and realize why I did that. It was an organic thing. When healing takes place, when pure energy healing takes place, when Reiki, when pranic, whenever healing takes place, there is an energy that from the universe comes into the client. And if it's coming into the client and if it's running through you, it means that our body's made of water, of course, so we are crystals and we are holding on to that memory of healing. Well, a crystal is exactly the same. So I realized that through each healing session, each meditation, each singing bowl, each time I attuned to mantra, that very same energy was pouring into the crystals. Each healing session was pouring into the crystals and the memory. So not only did the crystals have their unique energy, but they were now being filled with new energy of healing. And that's why I gave them to clients. There was never a moment out of those thousands of crystals underneath my healing bed that caused any issue other than clients screaming, crying, and I had a big smile on my face. I had a big smile on my face because I knew that this is where they had fallen in their life and they'd graced themselves and there was muck in there, and now Spirit was cleaning that away and it was burning, and they were crying, clearing that burn, that initial pain that's inside. And then after that's gone, they get up and they're a new person. I am here to tell you my experience today, guys. That's it. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. What I'm saying is that I know that over those years, I only saw a benefit with crystals. So you could be lying down if you came on a crystal, pure energy healing crystal workshop, or you came for a 4-day pure energy healing course on crystals. One of the first things I used to do, and it worked so well, and I did it here mainly. So there'd be 6 or 8 of us, and then we'd lie one of the 6 down on the healing bed and say, you are now going to have a healing session with all of us. Okay? So they'd lie down and I'd just go shh to those. And what I'd do is I would lay about 20 of the most beautiful crystals all over that client. They were a participant, of course. They were going to become a pure energy healing crystal healer, but I wanted them to understand, everybody to understand something which was so profound. So I'd take a crystal, I'd look at them and feel the crystal. I'd have maybe 50 crystals on the table, and I'd attune to whichever crystal. So I'd take maybe a rose quartz and put it maybe in the left hand. Then I'd go and take, I don't know, an aura crystal and put it on the side of the foot. And then I'd take another crystal, which might be a labradorite, on a moldavite, and stick it on their third eye. And ultimately, there'd be about 30 crystals on them or around them. Okay? I'd charge that crystal in the sense of awakening it and put energy into it, and then just lay all these crystals on them. And then I'd say to everybody, and they'd slowly walk out of the room with the music on. They'd walk out of the room, would shut the door, and I'd sit down and I'd make everybody a drink. I'd say, sit down, and they'd say, what are we doing? I said, we're doing something that's going to change your understanding of crystal healing forever. we'd sit and I said, I want everybody now to just meditate. Just sit in peace and meditate. 1 hour later, we'd come back into the room very quietly. We'd all sit down in our seats, and then I would take each crystal off the client and out of the hand, and then cleanse them down and finish off with some mist, sacred mist, and a bit of sacred oil. And they'd get up. They'd open their eyes and get up, and then all of a sudden they'd start. Oh my God, I don't know what happened just then, but you guys were amazing. I felt this healing around me. Were you near me? Because I felt like there were 3 or 4 of you. How many people were on me? It was like, I just couldn't believe what you were all doing. And we were all smiling. And I said, actually, we went out of the room and sat down for an hour, and we came back in again. And I turned to everybody and I said, listen guys, the reason why I did that is not to fool anybody, but to make you understand something. That the power of crystals can heal with or without you. So imagine now that you know the crystals can do their work on their own, what magic you can do now with your crystals. So I tried to awaken people to the understanding of the power of crystals. Now, let me ask you this. If you truly think that crystals are bad when you mix them, why is it that I can lay 20 or 30 crystals on somebody and blow them away with the energy of crystal healing without even just maybe hold them for a few seconds? Why didn't that crystal rip them apart and make them like, oh, I don't know, this is the worst thing in the world? Why is it that every time after a healing session, when I worked with clients and crystals, when after the screaming's gone and the pain and suffering, okay, why is it that they got up and said, I've never felt better in my life? Why is it that they didn't get up and say, that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, don't ever put a crystal on me again? And let me tell you, if that did happen, do you think I'd be doing this work? Seriously. If that happened once, I'd be saying, okay, I think that's it. Not for me. Not for me. Never happened. 16 years, never happened. And the reason why is because crystals heal. That's all they do. Crystals are beautiful. Whatever part of the world they're in, wherever they are underground, they are healing all the time. They have a vibration which is so unique that they don't hurt. They only cause life and health and healing. How can, you know, it's like saying there's 6 angels in this room. Don't put them together because it's going to cause damage. There's 6 beautiful children in this room. Put them all together. Oh, don't put them together. They're going to be dangerous. They're just beautiful children. These are beautiful crystals. I've never met a crystal in my life that I didn't love. Never. I love them all. So, to finalize this day with you guys, I hope some of this made some kind of sense. If you have felt pain and real suffering when wearing 1 or 2 crystals, I would say, wow, keep them on. Let them do their work, because once that pain is gone, which is the effect of a crystal healing you from the pain that you suffered in your past or your past trauma life or your ancestors' energy, whatever it may be, just keep it on. Let it do its work. It will go, whether it's an hour, whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whether it's a month, keep it on, because it might be doing something so profound that one day you wake up and say, you know what, I've never felt better in my life. My headaches have gone. My stomach feels okay now. Actually, I don't feel as bad as I used to. Yeah, I went through a lot of pain with wearing them crystals, but actually, maybe the crystals did something. Yeah, that's exactly what crystals do. Sometimes there's thunderbolt and lightning strikes, and sometimes there's very gentle energies that you don't even see or feel till after, and you look back and think, wow, I am much better now. And that's my truth today. I hope this little crystal workshop made a difference in your life, and I hope you understand a little bit more about crystals and how they work. And maybe, just maybe, you will go and do your research, and maybe you'll make your own mind up. I don't believe in fear. I don't believe in selling fear. I don't believe there's anything negative in the world of spirituality if you come from love and light. I don't believe that there's any kind of darkness that can ever overshadow the light. The light always clears the darkness, and if you live in light and in love, and you believe in your own power, then you can overcome any illness, any past trauma. And I'm living proof with my clients that anything can be healed, in the sense of the suffering of within fear that others so easily cast as spells upon us by telling us, ooh, be careful, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And I soon learned in the world of spirituality who to hold on to and who to walk past, because I knew it would never help my spiritual awareness and awakening if I'm in the negative energy of fear and worry. Crystals are beautiful. I mix and match them every day, all the time, and they do nothing but good, amazing work, and they blow me away. Whether it's one crystal or 100 crystals around you and on you, it's all beautiful and it's all healing, and that is my truth. And I will say that till the day I move into the light and go back home. I wish you well. Thank you guys for going to markbajerski.com. Thank you for pushing me to get the course underway. So the next Pure Energy Healing online and interactive course is April the 1st to the 4th. We're now getting people already booking on, so thank you. It's going to be an amazing course. Leila Sati has definitely booked out those 4 days, so we will be live with you every evening after the course to chat. And it's an amazing course. Look at the testimonials. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. So I hope you can join us on the next Pure Energy Healing 4-day beautiful practitioners healing course online. I can't wait to meet you all. It's going to be amazing. So all you need to do is go to markbajerski.com, and it's there on the home page, and just click on it and join us, and let's become the most powerful healers that you already are in this world. Take care guys, love you all. It's going to be a great day today. Grab your crystals and work with them.